The train hissed into the station like a beast in pain, steaming and groaning against the snow-covered tracks. When Nadia James stepped down from the last car, all heads turned. Not because she was dressed in a fine maroon bustle dress with pearl buttons and lace gloves. Not because her hat sat elegantly tilted on freshly pressed curls, but because she was black. She stood tall anyway, spine straight, holding a small leather case in one hand and a folded letter in the other. It was the letter that had brought her from Philadelphia to the frigid heart of Montana. A man's letter, a promise. I seek a wife of strong character, gentle nature, and Christian values. I am a homesteader, seeking partnership and warmth in the long winters. You will be respected and cherished. Callum Reed. When she spotted him, tall, bearded, wearing a worn hat and a scowl, she smiled and stepped forward. Mr. Reed. He looked at her like she'd spoken in tongues. His eyes dropped to the color of her skin, lingered, and then turned away like he'd been slapped. No, he muttered. No, this ain't right. She stiffened. I received your letter, your photograph. I wrote back. There must be some mistake. He cut her off. I didn't know you were. You didn't know I was what, sir? He didn't answer, just turned and walked away, his boots crunching through the snow. The town was small and whispers spread like smoke. She tried to wait at the inn, but Callum never came back. She could have returned east, but Nadia had no home there anymore. Just a job she was forced out of and an aging aunt who could barely feed herself. She'd sold her mother's brooch to afford this journey. By day 3, she showed up at Callum's homestead with snow on her eyelashes and fury in her chest. You wrote me. I came. I won't beg, but I won't be left in the cold either. He stood on the porch, silent, torn. Then finally, you can stay in the shed. The shed was freezing, but dry. She made it a home, patched the window, laid pine boughs beneath her skirts, boiled snow for tea. Callum watched her from a distance, confused by her grace, her quiet strength, her refusal to cry. Over time, he saw more. How she fixed his jammed rifle, how she stitched her own bleeding hand without a sound, how she read her Bible aloud in the dark, voice steady and low. Winter deepened. So did his regret. One night, a blizzard trapped them both inside the cabin. No more distance, no more silence. You think I lied to you, she said calmly. I didn't. I thought you'd be. He stopped, ashamed. She didn't flinch. White? He nodded. I thought you'd be kind, she whispered. And here we are. He looked at her then, really looked. I'm sorry. She shrugged, though her eyes shimmered. You think sorry keeps a woman warm? He lit the fire. The turnover the following weeks, something shifted. He began leaving food by her door, then tools, then books. She taught him to waltz in the snow, laughing as he stumbled. He told her about his wife who died years ago. A white woman, yes, but cruel, bitter. She'd hated the frontier and hated him more. You don't scare me, Nadia told him once. I scare myself, he answered. Then came the Pinkertons, agents looking for a fugitive black woman accused of fraud back east. Nadia's past had caught up, not because of a crime, but because she dared to leave her station. Callum faced a choice, hand her over or protect her. He stood in the snow with a shotgun. She's my wife, he said. She's not going anywhere. And that was the first time he truly meant it. A different kind of love. Spring arrived. The shed was torn down. Nadia moved into the cabin, not as a guest, but as a partner. The townspeople whispered, then nodded, then smiled when they saw her walking hand in hand with the quiet man who'd once turned away. Callum never wrote another letter. He didn't have to. He'd found everything he needed in the bride he didn't expect. If you enjoy this story, please subscribe and thank you.